Going live. Oh, here we go. Welcome to Hammer Dahn! Number one sports gambling podcast coming out of the Pat McAfee Incorporated offices. I am Tone Diggs.
Had a baby Tone.
Had a baby Gump. That is Gumpy, Bubba Gumpino.
Thank you, sir.
The Canadian sensation, the bearded wonder. How you doing? You feeling better today?
Hey, it's a great fucking day, isn't it? Super League is dead. Get it out.
You were very emotional yesterday.
What happens to my Germany bet?
Germany's still alive.
Germany's
This is my
good.
Germany bet.
We're still good.
I heard the Super League happen. I'm sorry, I'm still in here wrapping some things up. I apologize for interrupting here, but the Super League is dead. Everybody's celebrating. But I thought just yesterday we were potentially going to finagle a way to profit off of this, and that was by betting on Germany because Germany was not entering the Super League, so their players were going to be able to play in all those Euro shit. Now everybody's playing again, and now we're screwed.
That's why I reassured you that Gumpy had already taken Germany before the Super League.
Germany is always a good bet.
Wagon.
No matter who's playing. We're good.
Okay, so the pretty substantial amount that I bet on Germany, not knowing a single player on Germany because they potentially are the only team that survived this entire thing yesterday, still a good bet, even though it's not for the reason I bet on it.
Absolutely.
Shout out to you guys.
Germany still has a coach that eats his boogers, right?
No, they don't.
Oh, no?
No. He wiped his balls too many times and sniffed them. He's out.
That's what it was, man.
All right, hey, you guys, this is where I'm gonna bow out.
No,
I appreciate you guys.
No,
Hammer Dahn.
you're still going to be in here.
No.
And our friend Lombo is going to come on, and you're not going to be able to resist.
By the way, I will probably come sprinting back in here
Yeah.
when Lombardi's in here, but I mean, immediately upon realizing that my bet is probably a trash one, I also learned that I was potentially betting on a team that was either eating their boogers or picking their nuts and licking it on the sideline. And that's
Just a coach.
He's gone.
That's Hammer Dahn.
He's gone now, though. You're good. New
Okay.
team.
Now, would I rather bet on a coach that does not care at all, that does that? Now I'm kind of in a pickle or whatever. I'm happy for the show. It's a good show.
Thank you.
You guys have done a great job with this whole thing.
Mitt, we're teaching him how to spell, too, every once in a while.
Yeah, I see he's got footy spelled right down there.
What I would
I
love
didn't
to,
type
the
that.
next step, is I'd love to, like, if there was some way to get a live ticker at the bottom of, like, the lines for tonight.
Hey, I've been waiting for a ticker for years
That'd
now.
be fucking awesome.
I guess we are getting potentially the technology to be
Okay.
able to handle that for the next studios
Okay, good.
up in the new place.
The church.
Yeah, because I guess tech has advanced quite a bit since the last time we've bought a board, which
years.
is just a couple years ago. I guess a lot has changed. So I think we will be able to have a ticker at the new studio. Would be great for the show. Also, do we have a phone line yet? What's going on with
Okay, so we do. I have the knowledge of what we have to do. The issue that we were running into is that we would have to have someone who could answer the phones while the show's going on.
We'll figure that out, right?
Okay.
So we'll be able to figure that because once you get probably 6 lines or whatever is in
You're
there
good.
filled, you're good.
Yeah.
Somebody will be able to figure that out.
You just sign up on the internet for an 800 number.
The people got some good bets, too, man. Like, whenever I go on that Spaces, they always give out winners.
Yeah, I was listening to that.
Oh,
You
yeah.
lie to them all the time about stuff that you watch and you do and everything like that,
Hey,
but you're just
you
trying
saw
to.
with this Super League. You know how much this means to me. That's not a lie.
You're not watching a documentary every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks, my friend.
He might be. I mean, I thought Gumby was getting a little teary out of
I almost.
Which I respect the fuck out of.
I mean, it's not that serious, but I do appreciate that other people do believe it's that serious because there's no such thing as tradition without people that find it that serious. So it's hard for me to buy in because I have never been in, but the people that have been in seem like they were very passionate about this thing fucking up everything.
To be able to kill something like that this fast is incredible.
Gumby, I respected it, and I respected your passion. Another man that I respect, and I respect his passion, former NFL GM, host of the Lombardi Line. Make sure you subscribe to the Daily Coach, Mr. Michael Lombardi.
There we go.
Faizan, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. I'm doing really good. It's this time of the year, we got draft. It's a good time of the year.
I love the draft. Big draft guy, Mike. I've been listening to you recently. And did you say this morning, so I wanted to start with this, the number 3 overall pick, the odds are on the move every single day. It was Mac Jones was a heavy favorite, and Justin Fields was a heavy dog, and then Justin Fields took the lead, and then today they're both plus money. I saw you say today that Justin Fields is not going to be number 3 overall, correct?
I've been saying that. I said it on the weekend, and here's why. I think this is about It's really about what does the guy making the decision want in the quarterback position. And I think when you break down Kyle's background and you break down what he likes, and Kyle, if you know Kyle Shanahan, he's very strong-minded in what he believes at every position, what he wants. And if you talk to anybody who's worked with Kyle or been around Kyle, they would say to you, as they've said to me, the two players that he probably likes at the quarterback class would be Mac Jones and Trey Lance.
Okay.
And because there's some things that Justin Fields has to improve on to make him a more viable player within the framework. And that, of course, naturally that means people start sending me tweets about Justin Fields moving from the pocket and all that. Well, Walsh used to say all the time, very few people can evaluate quarterbacks and even fewer can coach them. And I think sometimes we have too many people that think they can evaluate quarterbacks when they really don't know. And I'm not saying Justin Fields is not a good quarterback, because I know teams that want to pick Justin Fields. However, I think when you compare what they're looking for from Kyle Shanahan's standpoint to where they're going, I think it doesn't fit. Doesn't mean he's not a good player. It just doesn't fit.
Mike, so the Niners have come out and said they're keeping Jimmy G. I don't know if you still believe that or not, but if they do, and if they are keeping Jimmy G, would that lend you to believe maybe that they lean to Lance's direction, since he has less experience, I would say, and has a year under Jimmy G, and Shanahan would benefit him more? Or do you think it still could potentially be Mac Jones?
Well, my initial reaction when they made the trade was it was Mac Jones. I mean, it was Trey Lance, because of exactly what you said, Tone. It was exactly what you said. My sense of it is he's going to need a redshirt year. I mean, Fran Fraschilla has the great line about some European basketball players. They're 2 years away from being 2 years away. Well, I think Trey Lance is a year away from being a year away.
Okay, so
he's going to need a redshirt year because he's only played 19 games. He missed all of last year. He's coming from a different level of competition. Doesn't mean he's not going to take some time, but instinctively my reaction was, well, if you're drafting Mac Jones, you're going to play him right away, so you're going to trade Jimmy. But if you're drafting Trey Lance, you need Jimmy.
Yeah.
So that thought process there. And I do think here's what I do know. There's a contingency within the 49er organization that really loves Trey Lance. Whether it's all different levels, personnel directors, scouts, all that. They love Trey Lance. They don't dislike Mac Jones. I think they prefer Trey Lance. And I think there's part of the collaborative effort is to try to get Kyle to buy into somebody other than Mac Jones, or at least see the other side of Mac Jones and have options. And I think that's what's been going on the last month. And I think that's why you've seen the betting market reacts to rumors. It reacts to, the market went way up for Justin Fields with no real tangible evidence to support it, because on Monday they worked out Trey Lance. And we know that Lance has been using a coach, just like Fields has. The 49ers sent a coach in there to kind of coach him on what they wanted with the player's permission. Mm-hmm. So, and they can report back. But I think more than anything, I think this is going to be one man's decision.
So, and I also heard, did you say the other day that Mike Shanahan is also involved in the process?
I would suspect strongly that Mike Shanahan has to be involved. I mean, if your dad's Mike Shanahan and your dad's coached great quarterbacks in his entire career, I mean, from Steve Young all the way through to John Elway to everybody, wouldn't you rely on him for help?
Yeah, 1,000.
Hey, Dad, hey, Pops, could you take a look at this for me?
Yeah.
What do you?
Yeah.
Could you look at that and you're going to get a good answer. Here's what I do know. Last Kyle Shanahan, I wrote a column for The Athletic about why I thought the 49ers would go after Tom Brady. And I had a lot of facts in the column that, I reported in there. And if you read that column, I think as you come forward, you realize that Kyle really wanted to make that bold move. And it was a bold move because here you are, you just went to the Super Bowl. You have a very young quarterback, and now you want to go take Tom Brady. And a lot of people in the organization are like, yo, we get it. You've got all the authority in the building. Because let's make no mistake about this. In Kyle's contract, he has complete autonomy to do whatever he wants, whether it's fire a trainer, whether it's hire the equipment guy, whatever he wants to do. The buck stops with him. So, and he listened to a lot of people say, no, we'll get better at quarterback, give Jimmy another year. I think that watching Brady win a Super Bowl has caused this reaction to trade up.
That makes sense. So, Mike, being a gambling show, we have Justin Fields plus 105 to go number 3 overall, Mac Jones plus 115, and Trey Lance plus 270. And then Justin Fields over-under is 3.5, and Trey Lance over-under is 6.5. If you were a gambling man, which I know you're not, but you give advice on it, what's the direction you're leaning as far as that's concerned?
I said this on my show yesterday, and I've said it. If I would take Mac Jones, and like any good bettor, I think you have to offset your bet, right? So you take Mac Jones and offset it with Trey Lance. Because I truly think it's a decision between those two. And I think it's going to be Mac Jones. I really do. I think because the reason I said this, because I think it fits what Kyle wants at the position. If you talk to any former coaches who've been on the staff with Kyle, and you said to them, okay, of these 3 quarterbacks, which one's Kyle picking? They're all going to pick Mac Jones.
So, Mike, if Justin Fields doesn't go at 3,
where does he go?
Does he go at 4 to the Falcons? Does Trey Lance potentially go at 4 to the Falcons?
I don't think the Falcons are going there. I think Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot are kind of in the position of they feel like they could improve their team. They like Matt Ryan. I think initially when this draft process started, they were thinking about a quarterback. I think there's a couple teams, Atlanta, Philadelphia, that are interested in the quarterbacks in next year's draft more than they are in this year's draft.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
And so I think this will be Kyle Pitts at 4, I think. I think it should be Sewell from Oregon. I really do. I really think it should be Sewell. But Sewell's the one I'm having a hard time with because he is the one player. Belichick used to say all the time in the draft room, just put that guy on the Pro board and then put him on the Pro Bowl board. You know, a guy that was that good. Sewell's one of those guys you put on the Pro Bowl board right away. I mean, he's a left tackle who never gets his uniform dirty. So for me, you know, that's a Pro Bowl type player. And I think if you put him on a team, now his number's at 6.5. You know, Cincinnati should take him at 5. But there's a lot of noise coming out of Cincinnati that they prefer the receiver. Makes no sense to me at all.
No, and
noise coming out of Cincinnati that they prefer the Big Ten tackle. See, here's the other thing I don't think fans really understand when they break down the draft. You have to have a dossier, like the CIA has on different dictators, of the people making the decision. Right? We know Dave Gettleman's never traded down. So today when an article comes out, he's seriously considered trading down. You know that the probability of him trading down isn't very good.
I don't think he knows how to, Mike.
Well, he probably doesn't. But if you study the draft and you study how people think, behave, and how they make decisions, and that's what you do, you'll have an idea. The Bengals love Big Ten players. They love Big Ten players. That's the Brown family going back to when Paul ran the team. So does that mean Slater goes ahead of Sewell? It shouldn't, but it could there. There's a lot of uncertainty there. Then when you get to 6, what does Miami do? Everybody says Miami wants a skill player.
Yeah, Mike, I was looking at it, and on FanDuel, Jamar Chase, Kyle Pitts, and Sewell are all their over-unders are at 5.5. So it's all based on what the Bengals are doing. Me personally, like you, I would take someone to protect Joe Burrow when they have Tyler Boyd, they have T. Higgins, they have enough weapons on the offensive side that, I mean, you saw what happened to Joe Burrow last year. I would go Sewell there, and you think Kyle Pitts may go number 4. So in that situation, Kyle Pitts and Sewell would be under the 5.5, and maybe Jamar Chase. You just talked about it. I know Gumpy wanted to ask you about the Dolphins. Do you think Jamar Chase maybe goes there? Obviously, if he doesn't go to Cincy,
everybody thinks Miami's taking a skill player. Now that doesn't mean it's true. It's just that everybody in the league thinks they're taking a skill player, which means if Jamar Chase makes it to them, they'll take him, and then that leaves Detroit. And I think Detroit, you've got to understand Detroit, you know. And so Detroit, everybody has them taking another receiver. You know, if you know Chris Spielman, if you ever listen to him do a broadcast, all he talked about was grit and toughness and pad level.
Motor City Dan Campbell's the same, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, do you really think they're going to spend their first pick, the signature pick of their administration, on a receiver? They're going to spend it on one of those guys in the trenches, whether it's Slater from the Big Ten, or maybe they'll take Justin Fields. I mean, Spielman lives in Columbus, Ohio. He's watched Justin Fields play since he got to Columbus. He's probably been at practices.
Would you like that pick? Would you like that pick?
Well, I think it would be a smart play for them to take a quarterback, knowing they have Goff for a year. Then they get away from Goff's salary and they have an economic-friendly quarterback for the next 4 years and see if they can turn him around.
Yeah, Mike, do you believe the rumors that the Dolphins are trying to trade out? Like, at some point, you have to stop trading out and stockpiling draft picks and get some fucking players, right?
Well, I think they paid a lot. I mean, the Eagles did really good on that deal, right? The Eagles go from 6 to 12 and give up a 1 next year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty good deal. So, I mean, the Eagles could actually move up and still benefit from that trade. So I don't think you overpay the way they did to move down. That would just be my sense.
Mike, so do you see any of the teams, I don't know, in the late, so like Denver, any teams around like 9, 10, 11 potentially that would move up and maybe potentially take the Falcons spot if they don't want to go quarterback there?
I think, let's study George Payton, right? I mean, I think he knows he needs a quarterback. Drew Lock, they were going to trade for Teddy Bridgewater at some point. The deal never came through. And so I think what happened was Denver probably said no to the deal. And so they know they need a quarterback. They have a team, their over-under wins are at 7.5. To me, they're the perfect team for the better to take on the over of 7.5 because you got to feel like they're going to get a quarterback, right? Yeah. You got to feel like if they get a quarterback, they could be a pretty good team. They should at least be an 8 and 9 team. Sounds strange to say that, right, with 17 games?
No, I mean, everyone loves their roster besides the quarterback position.
Right.
And I know you're –
But my fear is, Diggs, if you don't take them now, if they get a quarterback on next Thursday, that number is going up to 8.5.
Yeah. Mike, speaking of quarterbacks, so the round 1 over-under for quarterbacks is at 5.5. I mean, it's juiced way to the under at 5.5. Is there a way that Trask or Kellen Mond or anyone else sneaks into the late and first round?
I could see that. I think there could be.
I mean, there's value there, Mike.
To go off of that, Mr. Lombardi.
I think there's huge value. I would take a flyer at that. There's no doubt.
Mitt, what do you got in the back?
Sorry. To go off of that, I was seeing David Mills has dropped. His over-under was at 73.5 today on FanDuel, and right now it's at 60. Is there value in taking that under?
Who that just asked me that question?
This is Tom McMahon's kid. Tom McMahon, noted special teams coordinator. His son's Mitt. He did not get into the family business. He is now a degenerate high guy that operates a lot of boards here for us, Lombo.
Nobody asked me about Davis Mills. I can't confirm or deny Davis Mills' status right now.
Hey, Mitt knows. Mitt's deep in there. Attaboy, Mitt.
Well, I think
Lombo, we miss you over here, buddy, by the way. Great to see your face.
Miss you, man. I saw you with my guy Adnan out there on the WWE. I'm waiting to get the ringside. I could be Bruno Sammartino coming back. Huh?
Hey, listen, that big Italian from Pittsburgh used to lay some hands on people.
Oh my! Yeah, I mean, how did he ever buy a suit off a rack with that chest? Only up.
No way.
Lombo, great to see you, pal.
I think Davis Mills is I think his stock is I think people are giving him a lot of consideration. I mean, look, he's the most highly recruited kid coming out of Georgia as a high school senior. He hurt his knee. He went to Stanford, kind of got injured there. Then he finally played last year. He has moments of really looking like a good player. But I think he's one of those guys that no one discusses at all because we're so programmed to the names we deal in. But I think there's a lot of teams giving consideration to him as a player. I don't know where he'll go, somewhere in the second day maybe, but I think 70 is a little high for him.
So, Lombo, if you do like one of those quarterbacks to sneak in the end of the first round, you get that at plus 440 on FanDuel right now. The other thing that I want to talk about, wide receivers over-under is 4.5, over at minus 225, under at plus 172. So, you know Jamar Chase is going to go. You know Waddle's going to go. You know Smith is going to go. Bateman's going to go, right?
I think Bateman and Moore go.
Elijah Moore?
Moore kid unique. I think people see a little Tyreek Hill and Moore from Mississippi.
And then, so what? It would have to be Terrence Marshall, who I've seen going up a few boards, or Kadarius Toney.
You said 4.5 receivers, right?
4.5, yeah.
So if Moore goes, that's 5.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're correct. So yeah, you're thinking it's over there at the minus 225. It's probably why it's juiced there.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I think that's kind of. I think the Moore kids, because he's a 4-down player, I think he's got some value.
So if it was set at 5.5 there, And I saw LSU's over under is 1.5, and Jamar Chase is going to go, but the other guys, Terrence Marshall. Have you looked at him at all? Do you have anything on Terrence Marshall potentially going?
My sense of it is I think Moore's ahead of him.
Okay.
I just think because of the kicking game, but I'm not sure. If I think the top of the second. I think as much as everybody wants to do mock drafts and have 12 receivers in them, I think teams are smart enough to know that we better get what we can't get later now and get a receiver coming down the road.
So first running back selected, Najee Harris is -170. ATN is +150. Is Najee Harris that much better, you think, that, or is it worth taking a flyer? Because last year, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I don't think anyone had him going as the first running back overall, and he did to the Chiefs there at the end. Is it worth, do you think, to take anything on ETN?
I think that Harris is really a talented player.
Okay.
And I think that if someone like Pittsburgh could get a 3-down player, I think he would be really good.
Yeah, the last time they took a running back that high was Le'Veon Bell early in the second, and it worked out pretty well for them. I like the kid. So if Steelers are sitting at 24, if I'm correct, and there's running backs drafted in the first round, over under a half. Over is -225, under is +172. So you think at least one of those guys will go in the first?
I do. I think so. But I think running backs, especially, do you really want the 5th year on the back? I mean, do you want the 5th year on the running back? Or are you better off taking them in the second and getting, if you can do that. Now, everybody wants to trade back into the second to the bottom of the first, but you get stuck. You got to make a pick. Like, we can't pass. You got to turn a card in.
Yeah. Are you against taking a running back in the first round?
I mean, I don't really want to pay for something that I can get somewhere else.
Yeah.
I think especially in the top 10, you better get pass rushers, you better get offensive and defensive linemen, you better get those positions that really you can't find anywhere on the street. That's what makes the draft and the receiver. Look, I think Pitts is a unique weapon at tight end.
Yeah.
But I hear the rumors that the 49ers traded 2 number ones to go up to 4 to get Pitts. I mean, to go to 3 to get Pitts. Why would the Niners trade 2 first-round picks to get Pitts when they drafted Kittle in the 5th round? Don't you think they can get another tight end somewhere around in the draft?
Yeah, there's no, Mike, there's no chance.
This is this kind of stuff we're dealing with. This is what you deal with the.
If somebody actually thinks that Pitts is +5,000 to go number 3 overall.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think the one thing we know for sure, the books know this is the one betting market that the books know less than most people do.
Yeah. So it's the best.
I mean, you just saw it with Justin Fields' market.
Yeah.
It went flying high, but now maybe somebody put money on it. But I don't think Billy Walters put money on Justin.
Mitt, you got one more?
Yeah, there's a lot of – I was looking at FanDuel, and I see there's a lot of really high positions for unders on defensive players in this draft. Do you think like Patrick Surtain's at 10.5? It's kind of juiced to the under. Do you think that he will fall past the Dallas Cowboys?
Is he the best defensive player in the draft, Mike?
I think when you look at the draft board, when I look at the draft board and I see, there's really – so you really work your draft board. You try to figure out, like, where – like there's different categories of the first round. Al Davis used to say 1A, 1B, 1C. That's how he kind of worked it. There really isn't a 1A defensive player. There's just not. There's not an elite. There's good players. There's a lot of good players in the draft, but there's not an elite. Is Pay from Michigan an elite rusher? Is Surtain or Horn? They're both similar. I think Surtain issue is when you take an Alabama defensive back, Nick Saban is the best defensive backfield coach you can find. Those kids typically don't get much better.
Yeah.
Because they've reached the level. Now, Horn has a big coach like that. Is Horn a better player? Not now, but could he be? I think that's the question that we have to ask ourselves. Whereas when you're doing mocks, nobody's asking that. You got to factor in where the coaching and the player development is going to come in.
Makes complete sense. How do you feel about your 76ers after what happened last night? And you think maybe?
I mean, it's really kind of hard to watch the NBA. It really is. I mean, nobody plays.
I agree.
I call the Brooklyn Nets the Rat Pack. Las Vegas, the Rat Pack was playing in Las Vegas. They had a sign up there that said maybe Frank, maybe Dean, maybe Sammy. You know, they weren't sure who was going to show up, but you had to go pay for the ticket anyway. I mean, my sense of it is if they don't want to play back-to-backs, which clearly the players don't want to play, then why are we scheduling back-to-backs?
They scheduled so many of them too, Mike. So many of them.
The people get cheated. We're all cheated out of this. I mean, last night the Miami Heat took their whole team off. The Sixers didn't even, that wasn't even a good preseason game last night.
Yeah, I agree. I've stopped picking NBA games and just decided just to talk them about it a little bit.
You can't do it. You're better off. I actually on my show, I told them let's cut down the amount of time we talk. Why are we talking? We'll talk about when it comes playoff time.
Yeah.
But look at the ratings in the NBA. Nobody's watching.
It stinks, Mike. It's a terrible product right now. I'm sorry.
It is but nobody wants to say it because if you say that on Twitter, you'll get assassinated. But the reality of it is it's not. The commissioner needs to step in and say, fellas, look, this is a business we're running here. This is not good for business. And I'm not talking about the social element. I'm talking about the playing element. Let's focus on that.
Yeah, Mike, and that's why me and Gumpy focus on your favorite first 5 MLB lines.
I mean, look, I've been all over baseball. I love baseball. Let's play 2 today, Larry, I'm already baseball world,
Baseball numbers are actually way up so far this season, too, like viewership.
I think people at least don't play the guys. At least when you pay. Could you imagine if you went to Broadway to watch a play and 3 nights in a row you didn't see the lead in the play? You'd say, give me money back. But if you go to a Brooklyn Nets game, there's a good chance you're not going to see all 3 of them on the court at the same time.
We agree with you 100% over here, Mike. We can't thank you enough for coming on. Catch Mike on the Lombardi line on VSiN. Subscribe to the Daily Coach. Michael, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. We'll talk soon. Thanks, Pat.
Have a great day, Mike.
Have a good one, buddy.
He's the best. I fucking love that guy.
King. He's the king.
Mitt from the fucking clouds, dude.
I love the draft.
Oh, me too, man.
Hey,
it's my
Mitt.
fucking favorite. Did you get some good information there?
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the over on Patrick Surtain. Got to take the under on J.C. Horn. Let's go.
Okay.
Who'd you ask about?
Fucking David Sills.
I'm definitely taking. I already took the under on him.
Davey Sills.
Davey Sills. My fucking Dolphins might take him, dude. Early second.
Come on, dude.
They might. You never know. So I'm going to sprinkle some on Trey Lance there at plus 270.
He was plus 390.
Shit, at this point, I think I have Fields at plus 220. I think I have Lance at plus 270, and I could get Mac Jones. Might just take them all.
Mac Jones, really?
I don't know.
Do you see it?
Hey, the real one, though, he thinks one of those other quarterbacks may sneak in at the end, so you go over 5.5 plus 4 something.
I think the Steelers might take Trask.
God, get the fuck out of here, dude. I will burn this fucking place down. Sewell at 5. Like, the Bengals got to go line, right?
I think they're going Chase.
Ugh.
Burrow also said that he wanted Jamar Chase.
How can someone not take Najee Harris in the first round? I don't understand. I get it. There's no value drafting running backs, blah, blah, blah. Warren Sharp beats that drum.
Yeah.
Like it's going out of style. Derrick Henry for the Titans has turned that franchise around. I think Harris could do the same.
So just one running back draft in the first round will get you minus 225. I mean, do you want to lay that? Probably. I mean, him and Etienne both could go.
Who do you think goes first?
Probably Najee Harris. Even though last year I think it would have been Etienne, so who knows? Someone might have fell in love with him and he went back to school.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
But I'm saying there's potential good value on Etienne there. I don't know. You want to talk about today's baseball lines?
Yeah.
It's a big lineup.
Some
Got
juicy games.
16 games.
16?
16 baseball games tonight.
Jesus.
We had some winners last night. We had some losers. Woodruff came home for me. You had the Nats, I believe.
You had the Nats.
I had the Nats.
Cards.
You had the Cards. Flaherty
Hey.
came home
Ross
for you.
was due for a stinker.
Yeah. And Sammy P. Sammy P was also on. Yeah, we knew Ross.
Sammy P, clean sweep, huh?
Clean sweep. Nice little guest appearance
Not a
there.
bad day.
So right now, the Dodgers and Mariners have started. I didn't have anything on that. You?
No, thank you.
me see if
What
I
was
can get
that
up to
stat we saw on the Dodgers?
0-0 middle second. They haven't been
Dodgers been
dogs in
favored.
198 games or something like that.
Jesus, man.
Some fucking absurd. Carlos Rodon is going versus Plesac. Rodon is coming off of a no-hitter, almost perfect game. He got a guy on the toe in the ninth. I don't like doing this,
What are you doing, Tony?
and I might regret this one. I don't like taking pitchers after a no-hitter, but Plesac has been struggling.
Awful.
White Sox are 11-2-4 first 5 money line, so I'm going to take Rodon, hoping he stays hot. Cleveland has been so bad at hitting,
Indians 5-9-1 first 5s as well, Tony.
so I'm going the White Sox minus 118 first 5 money line.
I am with you, my friend.
Okay.
Let's ride this wave.
Twins at Oakland in the first game. I got to pick on that one. Do you?
The first one?
The first one.
No, I'm dancing for the second.
They got a doubleheader. You're dancing the night shift. I'll take the early shift.
I
I'm
love
taking
the night
A's
shift.
minus 120 money line.
Manea?
Yeah. Well, it's not so much that I love Manea.
You don't like the Shoemaker?
I think he's much better than fucking Matt Shoemaker.
Oh, you
Manea-
tread
and I-
lightly, my friend.
Manea is better than Matt Shoemaker. At least he has been. Oakland's number 3 versus right-handed pitching in the last 10 days. Minnesota and Oakland is on a 9-1 straight up run.
They are hot.
Minnesota's 3-7. So they have the hotter bats, and I think the better pitcher in this situation. So I'll take them minus the 120 here in that situation. Atlanta at New York, 6:35 first pitch. Chucky Morton.
I will die with the ship.
Versus James Tyon, both former Buccos.
How many
Tyon,
pitchers did you guys produce?
everyone.
Like the entire MLB is just former Pirates pitchers.
And they're all great.
They're all good.
Except for Tyon, who has
Tyon
been
is
struggling.
my
So
friend.
I am also on the Chucky Morton bandwagon tonight. Atlanta's number 6 versus right-hand pitching the last week, and the Yankees are dead last.
Yeah.
Yankees are also number 27 on the season, while Atlanta is top 10 versus right-hand pitching. Make sure Acuna is playing tonight. Still going to take him either way,
Yeah.
but it would help if Acuna is playing tonight. He had an abdominal injury or something like that. Chuck Morton, enough. I like him enough to take him as a dog.
What do you mean enough?
And he had a 2.25 ERA versus the Yankees. I am out on Chucky Morton, but not tonight against Tyon. Tyon is stunk, dude.
Don't you ever say that.
Fucking back-to-back Tommy John surgeries.
Chucky Morton plus a half, first 5. Love it. Pitched against the Yankees for years with the Rays.
2.25 ERA versus the Yankees last season.
Yeah. We're good
He's
here.
familiar. He's not afraid to go in to Yankee Stadium under those bright lights. He's not going to fucking – he's not a puppy in the headlights. Okay, Paul?
You give me Chucky Morton plus a half, first 5, I will take it every time.
Diamondbacks at Cincinnati. Zach Gallen versus Luis Castillo. I wanted to take the Diamondbacks here. I really did. I just couldn't pull the trigger.
The plus a half?
Yeah, they were plus a half. But the Cincinnati at home has just been mashing the fucking ball. So
Yeah.
I'm going to stay away from that one.
Fair play.
Minus 154. The Reds are the favorite in that one. Over under 7.5. You staying away from that?
Yeah, I am.
Let's see here. We got an interesting thing here. Baltimore at Miami. Matt Harvey and Nick Neidert.
The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight is pitching pretty well this year. He's got like a 3.4 expected ERA, 4 ERA overall. I wanted to find it because the Marlins have been my number 1 team this year. They have won me a bunch of money this year.
Tony actually changed his middle name to Marlin.
Tony Marlins DeGilio. But I couldn't find a way them as the favorite when I think Harvey's actually pitching pretty well. So I stayed away from that one. You too?
I'm with you.
Buccos at Detroit.
I wanted to
Buccos,
take this one too.
I wanted to take the Buccos. They're the better hitting team here in this situation, but
Fulmer
Michael
looks
Fulmer's-
like he's coming. He's
yeah,
getting back to how he was.
Fulmer going for the Tigers is actually pretty solid, and Tyler Anderson for the Buccos is not. So I wanted to stay away from that one on there.
Yeah, I would lean Tigers first 5 on that one, Tony.
I'm trying to find the line. Did it go
disappeared,
away?
my friend.
The game has disappeared. So maybe it's not being played anymore. I don't know. San Francisco Giants at Philadelphia, 7:05 first pitch. Logan Webb versus Zach Wheeler. Zach Wheeler is the better pitcher here. Are you going with this one?
Yeah, I'll take the Phillies first 5, Tony. I went against the Giants. The Giants are quietly playing some of the best baseball in the league.
And I believe they're on their first 5 under run still.
Yeah, so I like Wheeler. Wheeler gave up, I think he gave up 2 early his last time out, and that was it. So I like Wheeler here.
I do too, but minus 160 was on the money line. And I didn't want to lay a half because I do like the Giants kind of, just like as a team. So I stayed away on that one. The game that I fucking hate that I took tonight. Cards at Nats. Wainwright versus Wainwright versus Patrick Corbin. I believe Wainwright's ERA is 7 and Corbin's is 21.
Maybe higher.
I think it's 21. But so Wainwright's expected ERA this season is 4. He's hasn't had the best help behind him. St. Louis is number 1 versus left-handed pitching last 10 days and number 2 all season long against left-handed pitching, which Corbin is, who has a 21 ERA. He's gone 4 innings and gave up 6, and then 2 innings pitched and gave up 9 earned runs last week against the D-backs. So I'm just going with the bats and Wainwright. Hopefully he pulls one through here. Plus, I was getting plus a half.
Yeah.
Minus the 134.
I don't know.
Trust me, I fucking hate this game.
Feel like
it was almost my first over I'd ever taken.
I took Corbin last. I just feel like Corbin's a good pitcher. He'll find it, but I mean, he hasn't been fucking close.
I still hate that I took this game, but I did. Toronto at Boston. Ryu and Eduardo Rodriguez. Erod is on the mound. Couldn't find an angle on this one. I know you didn't either, right?
The Blue Jays are plus a half, but it's minus 188.
That's too much.
Yeah. Red Sox minus half. I mean, if I was going to take anything, I'd probably lay the juice and get plus 114 Red Sox first 5. But I ain't touching
If anything, I was going to take the Toronto money line just because I like Ryu a little bit better than Erod. I know what you're going to get. I feel like out of Ryu more. They're and they're both minus 108 on the money line.
Yeah,
it's a
toss up.
It was a tough one to fucking handicap there. Tampa Bay at Kansas City. Rich Hill and Brad Keller. Good luck.
Pick your poison, pal.
Who knows what you're gonna get from either of those pitchers? So I stayed away from that one. You too?
Yeah.
Mets at Cubs. I'm on this one.
You're on this one?
Well, yeah. Why? Cubs are last in baseball versus right-handed pitching this season.
Don't let the Cubbies get hot.
While the Mets are top 5 this season and in the last 10 days, so they haven't fallen off. I said this about Arrieta's last start. His early ERA is a little misleading. I think it's a 3-something, but his expected ERA is almost up at 6. He's going against Taijuan Walker, who has a 2.61 ERA and this season and 2.7 ERA last season. So maybe he's got to figure it out. This may be a fucking Joey Ross situation from last night, but I like the Mets minus 134.
Yeah, I mean, I'll ride with you on that one, Tone. I don't mind that.
Okay.
Why not?
Okay. Good. Hey, thanks.
Yeah.
2 teams that are fucking struggling. Houston at Colorado. Louis Garcia versus John Gray.
Fucking John Gray. I mean, this guy is he is consistent, my friend.
Consistently good?
Yeah.
I kind of like John Gray.
So do I.
And Louis Garcia's numbers aren't bad either. And I thought maybe to lean under the 5.5 because Houston and Colorado are 22nd and 29th versus right-handed pitching on the season.
This Astros offense could always just fucking break out. I stay away from this. I would lean Rockies plus a half. I know that sounds terrible. But
I don't know. I don't hate that at all. And I'm leaning the under 5.5 for the first 5. But they're in Colorado. Dangerous.
You know what they say, my friend.
Don't fucking. That's where undies go to die. Out in the Rockies. Listen, if those mountains are blue.
Diamond Cabaret. Undies go to die.
Lean. That's a lean for me. I'm not fucking picking that. The nightcap. The night shift. You taking fucking Twins in Oakland? What you got here?
Yeah, give me Barrios money line minus 122.
It's the only way to go.
Yeah, Luzardo is he's got stuff. He's just can't figure it out. So yeah, I mean, I like Barrios. Got roughed up a little bit last time, but that's why you're getting a decent number on the money line here.
Yeah. Texas at the Angels.
The over under in this is 6.
Where?
Twins Athletics. It's a 7-inning game, though.
So it'd probably be 7.5-ish.
That seems low.
I don't know. Texas, LA's, the Angels is the next one.
Yeah, no.
I don't trust Ohtani just because he pitches every fucking 20 days. So I never know what to do with him.
No.
So I'm just going to stay away from that one.
And there's just too much. Too much juice there.
Way too much juice there. It's actually, let's see here, it's minus 205 on the Angels. The last game of the night,
Fucking Burnsy.
Brewers, Padres. Padres are somehow, and I'm going to say this, and then it's going to backfire, and the fucking Padres
Don't do it because I'm on the Brewers. Just leave it. Leave it. Don't say it.
Somehow minus 120 on the money line. Brewers are, the first 5 is, oh no, sorry. Clicked on the wrong game. Now, I mean, Corbin Burns has been an absolute fucking machine this season.
It's Burnsy, dude.
Let me see here. Let me make sure I get all of his stats right because he's been fucking unbelievable. 0.49 ERA, 1.01 expected ERA. He had a 2.11 ERA last season. Going against Paddock, who I guess had a decent start.
It was shaky at best, though. It was, yeah.
It was a
He
decent
was
start.
Fucking so good a few years back.
Yeah, what was that, 2 years ago?
Yeah,
don't
but
think
he
it
was
was-
also like the ace of the staff, right?
Yeah. You saying that messes with your head a little bit.
I mean, I think you would do better if you were the 4th starter.
So Corbin
No
Burns
pressure.
has gone 6 1/3, 1 earned run, 11 Ks, 6 innings, 0 earned runs, 9 Ks, 6 innings, 0 earned runs, 10 Ks. He's been awesome this season, and we got him this morning as a plus a half, right?
Yeah, it was minus 140.
Minus 140
It's now minus 180.
for plus a half for the Brewers. So yeah, we got on that early, thank God.
But I wouldn't shy away from taking Brewers.
I would've
money
took the
line,
minus-
minus 128.
So somehow when the Brewers are the favorite on the money line first 5, but they're getting plus a half on the first 5. It's a wonky situation. But just know that this show is riding Corbin Burns until the fucking wheels fall off. Correct?
Of course, it's Burnsy, dude.
Burnsy, baby. Do you want to go through the picks just so there was a lot there?
There was.
I got Chicago White Sox minus 118 first 5 money line. Now, that's because Rodon just after a no-hitter. Let's see how that goes. A's minus 120 money line versus Minnesota. I like Manaea. Gumpy doesn't. Atlanta plus a half minus 130 versus the Yankees. We're riding Chucky Morton. St. Louis first 5 plus a half. We're going anti-Corbin, hoping Wainwright figures something out for me. Mets minus 134 versus the Cubs. And the Brewers plus a half first 5 against Paddock. And you have?
White Sox first 5. I'm with you there.
Okay.
Braves and Chucky ball game plus a half every time. Wheeler with the Phillies first 5.
Mm-hmm.
Brewers plus a half first 5. And then I'm jumping in the deep end with Tony on the Mets there.
Okay, that's what you are.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I love when you fucking jump in the deep end with me.
I can hang my hat on you.
Yeah, you can. You can absolutely fucking blame. It's all your fault. Absolutely blame it on me. NBA tonight. I'm just gonna keep giving leads because that seems to be fucking working.
How many
Don't worry.
games are there tonight?
Only 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Thank God.
Like, is everybody done with? Like, does anybody enjoy the NBA? Do you
No, we need
enjoy it,
we
man?
need to get to the playoffs.
No, honestly, I totally fucking hate it these last 2 weeks. No one has played. I have honestly lost a lot of money. It stinks.
How's your throat? All right.
Yeah, it's horrible.
First game.
That was bad.
Orlando.
That was really
I
bad.
know it was. That's why I pointed it out. Orlando at Atlanta. I had to. Could not. Orlando at Atlanta. Hawks were minus 12 this morning. I don't know if it's moved or not. That's the way I would lean. Where's that game? Oh, there it is. It's still minus 12. The Hawks are 8-2, straight up. Orlando's 2-8 in their last 10 for both of them. I'm not betting Orlando in this. The Hawks are the better team and the better trends and everything, so I'd lean there. Mitt, jump in if you have anything on any of these games that I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I love the over in this game.
Okay.
I think 12.5 is just too much for me to lay. But I do think Atlanta is going to be putting up a lot of points, and Orlando can't really score or can't really play defense for shit. I don't know why this is at 218.
Hornets at Knicks. It's 5.5. It was 6 this morning. I like the Knicks a little bit here. Charlotte has been struggling, but maybe the news of like getting LaMelo back, it fires them up a little bit. The Knicks are hot. Fucking Julius Randle's playing incredible. So I would lean Knicks here in this situation.
I am also taking the Knicks, Tony, for the Julius Randle reason.
Okay, perfect. The Nets are at New Orleans. We talked to Lombo about it. Like, I'm going to stay off this one because you have no idea who's playing. The line is actually 3. The Nets are +3 at New Orleans. So even the line's saying they have no idea who's playing. So I'm going to stay away from that one, Mitt.
Yeah, I'm also staying away. I do kind of like the Pelicans tonight. I would lean that way with Zion's first shoe coming out and all that. But I just kind of hate betting on the Pelicans, and I've been getting killed by betting on and against the Brooklyn Nets.
Boy. Clippers at Portland. Clips are -6.5. I would lean Clippers there just because they're still hot. And I believe they've gotten pretty much everyone back.
Yeah, they're getting there's a lot of money coming in on them to win the title right now, actually, I was reading.
The let's see what the team futures are here. To win the NBA championship, Clippers are +700 behind the Nets and Lakers.
Oh, they're third?
Yeah. You can get them +260 to win the West. Oh, look at this. Suns are now -130 to win the division. Don't forget the show that told you to take them a while ago. Last game of the night, Minnesota at Sacramento. Fuck that. I'm not touching it.
What?
Also not touching that.
That game fucking stinks. Footy picks. You got footy picks for tomorrow?
Now that the beautiful game has come back, thank you. Chelsea started it all. Shout out Chelsea, all the Liverpool players. Jordan Henderson, I mean, this guy's the captain of Liverpool. He's the captain of England. And he fucking captained the fucking death of the Super League.
This is who you're giving credit to?
Hats off to you, Jordan Henderson.
Why are you giving him
Absolute
credit?
Legend. He started it all, dude.
No, Gary Neville fucking started
I
it all,
mean,
dude.
another legend there, Gary Neville. Thank you, sir. Wednesday, footy. There's a lot of games here. We'll start in the Bundesliga, Tony.
The Germans.
Mönchengladbach.
Yeah.
They are a wagon right now. They beat
Been a wagon all year.
our boys from Frankfurt 4-0 on the weekend. They haven't lost in 4. They're draw no bet -160 over Hoffenheim, who has 2 wins in 13. I wouldn't shy away from taking Gladbach money line +115 here, Tony.
Okay.
And then we got 2 more, both in La Liga. Real Betis draw no bet against Bilbao. They have 1 loss in 9, and Bilbao hasn't won in 6. And then Old Faithful, Sevilla money line, haven't lost in 7. They've won 3 straight. Levante, they've lost 3 of 4. So that's 3 for tomorrow.
Love it.
A lot of games Thursday, too. A lot of games Friday. A lot of games all weekend.
So we've got Gladbach.
Mönchengladbach,
Who else?
Sevilla money line.
Yep.
And then a draw no bet on Real Betis against Bilbao.
You're the fucking best, dude.
Let's go.
I mean, you feel good today.
I mean, hey, that was tough, dude.
Mitt, you want to see if there's any boosts we're taking tonight?
Yeah, let's go through them.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Gotta be a minute.
Oh, we got a 3x2.
Oh, I love these, actually.
Nets, Pelicans, let it fly, boys.
Oh, yeah, let's go. I'm all in on that.
Kyrie and Zion to score 30 plus 300. Don't hate it.
Don't hate it with Zion's shoe coming out today.
It's not coming out today. Well, the tweet
He's
came
wearing
out.
them.
Oh, he's wearing them
I
tonight?
think, yeah.
We could buy him on Friday.
Yep.
And then we have a 3x2 Clippers Trailblazers plus 100. I kind of like that one, too. Clips can shoot the fucking 3, and you know the Blazers can, too. Chris Bryant to hit a home run plus 550. Cubs are losing, so I don't see that happening.
Plus, you like dingers, Tony?
Let me ask you a question.
Let me ask you something. Do you like money?
Here's one right up your elbow.
What do you got?
Tottenham and Man City both to win. Plus 180.
That's tomorrow?
Yeah.
Tottenham could be in tough. No, Tottenham with Ryan Mason, youngest manager ever, 29, I think.
Yeah.
Played for Tottenham. He could rally the troops. Plus 180, sure, why not?
Do you like,
I mean,
we can. Do you like money?
Do you hate the Super League?
Yeah.
I'm so happy that's over, dude. What a fucking farce.
Oh,
Man U's chairman's gone. He's backed into a corner. He's got to quit. Get them all out.
We're 50 minutes in here today. We'll get Nikki Skates in tomorrow. Went through a lot today. NFL draft. All the specials in MLB. Hold on, I'm trying to read the text here. Don't know if you mentioned this. Oh, Pirates game against Detroit is canceled for fucking snow.
I thought it was supposed to be summer.
Neil Walker just retired. How old is he?
He's 34. 30. Because I played against him in high school. He was also a catcher. He played for Pine Ridgeland.
Did he win?
They won, yeah.
How many dingers did he hit?
Fucking 0, probably.
Shitting me?
He
Pittsburgh legend?
He was a very good athlete.
AQ loves him.
And then he played second in the fucking MLB.
You can't play
Athlete.
catcher forever, my friend.
Athlete. No, you cannot. No, you cannot. Can't thank you guys enough for listening. Keep spreading the word. You're awesome. Let us know anything you guys want to hear, want us to talk about. We are paying attention to that. So let us know. The rollover is at $1,000 tonight.
Whoa.
Today. Hashtag FanDuel Hammer Down rollover 1,000. 10-leg parlay minus 130 or worse odds to win that one. Follow us at Hammer Down on Twitter and Instagram. And we will be back tomorrow with some more hunting of winners.
Some more winners, sir.
Some more hunting of winners,
More
sir. Please.
winners,
More
please.
winners, please, sir. Hammer!
Dad!